Our top stories this afternoon. Trade Minister Don Farrell has pledged to use calm and considered diplomacy to resolve Australia's trade issues during his speech at the Global Food Forum. Sustainability and the retail and food markets are key aspects of discussions from the expert panel of speakers.
Bringing food and agriculture to the forefront of public debate. In its 13th year, the Global Food Forum is helping to pave the way for a sustainable future.
Providing 600,000 jobs across farming and food production, that makes food the biggest and fastest growing part of the economy.
Trade Minister Don Farrell leading the voices at this year's forum, pledging to protect Australia's $75 billion food sector.
A re-elected, hopefully, Albanese Labor government will help secure Australian a food future with the development of a new national food security strategy, Feeding Australia. And Michelle talked about this earlier. Feeding Australia will be a strategy for all Australians. Through this strategy, we'll identify opportunities to improve supply chain resilience with the goal of minimising price volatility and costs at the checkout.
Tariffs and trade, something that could impact the sector as it moves towards 2050. Australia not exempt from the 25% tariffs imposed by the United States. And while steel and aluminium exports only make up 0.2% of Australia's total exports, Minister Farrell adamant the government will not give up on continuing to look at solutions to see Australia exempt from these tariffs.
Our government had worked tirelessly to secure an exemption, but it didn't matter which country, which leader or which minister was making their case. No one, absolutely no one, secured an exemption. We will be unrelenting in making our case to the United States and working tirelessly for Australia. This is essentially true for Australia's agriculture sector, including our beef.
There has been criticism of the Prime Minister and Trade Minister that a meeting should have been held in person with US President Donald Trump, but Minister Farrell believes the decision was already made and has ruled out any retaliation attempts towards the United States.
Some people have said, look, let's retaliate against the United States. Let's start imposing our own tariffs. Now, as tempting as that might be to give you some satisfaction, I don't think it's the way to resolve these outstanding issues, and I think a sensible, calm, collected approach, the way that we connected with China, is the way we need to deal with these issues, and certainly that's the policy I'm going to adopt.
It's really when we get into a tit-for-tat retaliation with the big players, China, the EU and others, the knock-on effects to that, to not just trade but global growth, is certainly the thing that Canberra worries about.
But as uncertainty grows from the global market, the Trade Minister is confident in the produce and ability of Australia, continuing to look at solutions to support Australian exporters who are essential to our economy.
Our exporters are essential to our economy because they deliver higher paying jobs and better bottom lines.
Since the Global Food Forum started 13 years ago, 1,400 more food and beverage manufacturers have been established in Australia. And for fresh produce, the country has seen a large spike in production. Georgia Dickerson, Sky News, Melbourne.